Frequently asked question number 14. Can you mist succulents? Now guys, this is the mistake that a lot of beginners tend to do, is by misting the succulent. Now guys, you need to understand most of the succulents belong to arid condition, desert-like condition, not exactly desert conditions, but something related to that, wherein where the air is very dry, it's cool, but they do not have a lot of humidity in their natural environment. When you tend to mist your plants, or when you tend to mist the surrounding, it tends to create a temporary humidity, or tends to create a temporary humid condition, which is not very good for our succulents. Our succulents prefer dry, a slightly cooler environment, while some succulents prefer slightly warm and dry conditions. It all depends upon the variety of succulent, but definitely a lot of succulents do not like high humidity. We're not talking about Haworthias, we're just talking about Echeverrias, Graptopelaums, Pachyphytums. A lot of these sedums, all these varieties, they do not prefer too much of humidity. When you tend to mist your succulents, or when you tend to keep a humidifier next to your succulents, it is not going to work out really well, because that's not how their habitat is. They are from a very arid condition. There is a reason why they tend to store water in their leaves. I have seen a lot of people, they tend to mist their succulents, they tend to spray water on the succulent leaves. Remember guys, if you're going to do this, the water is going to get collected, or the water vapor or the water droplets is going to get collected in the dents or the leaves of the succulent, and that can lead to either a fungal attack or a fungal infection, or can even cause a crown rot. There is a high possibility, I'm not saying that it's going to happen every time, but there is a high possibility that there can be a fungal attack or a crown rot. And remember guys, crown rot is the most fatal rot in succulents. You cannot survive the succulent once it's attacked with a crown rot. You cannot even leaf propagate the succulent that has been affected with a crown rot. So you need to be extremely careful. It is as simple as not misting your succulents. I have seen people misting their succulents. If you want to mist, you can always mist your house plants. Again, it's not advisable to mist house plants as well, but a lot of people tend to do it. But if you want to clean the leaves, if you want to mist them from above, you can do that, but not too much of misting. Too much of misting even on regular house plants can also have an effect of rot. It can even have a fungal rot. It can have a fungal attack if the water tends to stay on the leaves. You might have seen some leaves in nature, they have a very waxy coating. The moment the rainwater tends to fall on them, immediately the water tends to roll up and fall off from the leaves. I will show you an image, I will show you a clip very soon. So when nature knows how to take care of it, why do we want to interfere in it, especially when a particular plant is not custom to it, to getting misted. It belongs to a very different environment, and at times we treat all our plants alike, whether it's a foliage plant, whether it's a succulent. We tend to add fertilizers, because we add fertilizers to our foliage plants, to our flowering plants. We tend to add fertilizers. There is a reason why we tend to feed them, because they tend to produce flowers, they tend to produce fruits, or let's say vegetables. But our succulents do not produce any of those. Yes, they do produce blooms, but those are not any use to us unless you are into creating hybrids, or you're creating into new succulents, or you're collecting seeds. That's a different question over there. But when you have your regular succulent, please do not mist the succulent. They are not a kind of plant that tends to grow in a very humid environment. They are not those plants that require a lot of watering. So please avoid misting your succulents. Even though you want to help it, you want to clear off the dust, there are other methods to clear off the dust, but please do not mist your succulents. So guys, I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button, and thank you so much for watching.